Up with us when- so to start out our meeting today, let's welcome the chairman of the board of the Florida Attractions Association from the St. Augustine Lighthouse and Maritime Museum, Rick Kane. Rick, take it away.
Good morning, or sorry, good afternoon, everybody. It's a slow day for me. But we're delighted you're here. Thank you for joining. You guys have found the top of the heap. I have been involved in the Florida Track Association since about 2004. I was chairman of the board in 2012, 2013, and have been honored to serve once again this year. We are a wonderful group of folks, and if I do say so myself, because we work in the coveted industry of hospitality. And it's an honor to do that and a pleasure to serve folks and help them have a good time. So I think the slide you're seeing right now is a great picture of me, a great picture of our president and CEO, Bill Lupfer, and the staff in Tallahassee is Mike Donaldson, a very talented guy I've known for a very long time. And his was the pleasant voice you were hearing earlier, and Daniel Douglas, who is our IT communications manager. So very talented group of guys, and we're all delighted to have them. They're very valuable to us. So moving on, I think I need to talk about the history of our organization. We have the honor to celebrate 70 years of this association, and it started in 1949, and it's grown and grown and grown to the point to where it is the largest tourism association in the United States. So when I said you've reached the top, it just means that you won't find any other place where so many people from the tourism industry in the state of Florida gather together at one time. And it's suppliers and associate members like yourselves, it's attractions, it's museums, all professionals, and it's tons of small organizations. And it includes the big guys, the biggest hitters in the state. And you just won't find another place where all those folks gather together, and they've been doing so for 70 years now. And that we'll talk a little bit later about the annual conference, but we're going to have a big celebration in Miami this year. The organization is run by a board of directors, board of trustees, and you can see the list there on the slide. They are tourism professionals from all over the state, and each area of the state is represented by board members. We meet 4 times a year for formal board meetings. I think that's right, Bill, and get together and oversee the work of the association to advance tourism for the state of Florida. And so a lot of talented people on there, and people serve 1 or 2 terms and then rotate off, and we get some new blood in to help further the association. So thank you again for being here. We got a lot of ground to cover, so I'm going to turn it back over to our president and CEO, Bill Lupfer, who will continue on. Bill?
Great, I appreciate it. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate the kind words, and it really is an honor for the staff to support and work on your behalf in Tallahassee in the advocacy arena, as well as providing the benefits that we're going to be talking about today. There's a couple of other related organizations that I wanted to speak to before we dive in deep into the Florida Attractions Association. The first is our Florida Attractions Scholarship Foundation. This is a fairly new sister organization that was created in 2013. The Florida Attractions Association realized that it wanted to do some work outside of its realm, its mission, to provide scholarships for students studying hospitality-related career possibilities in Florida schools. And as of last year, this Scholarship Foundation program was brought internal to the FAA, and it actually is an employee benefit now. So each year when we go through our scholarship process, applicants are exclusively Florida Attractions Association members, their employees, and their dependents. And so we begin that cycle in January. We're done for this year, and we'll pick it up again next January. And pleased to report that this year we'll be giving out a record $8,000 to 4 students all four of who will be participating in our annual conference in Miami next month. And to date, since we began the began the foundation, not counting this year, we've given out over $25,000 to 42 recipients over those 4 years. So we're very excited about the foundation and the work that they can do. And the foundation board of directors is primarily composed of past chairmen of the board of the Florida Attractions Association, as well as some representatives of our associate members who have been very generous in their contributions to the foundation. This year, for the first time, as a part of the dues invoicing for the association, we also included the option for our members to contribute an additional $100 to the foundation, and over 75% of the association members voluntarily elected to participate in that contribution to the Scholastic Foundation. You'll be hearing more about that at our annual conference, and you'll have an opportunity to meet our scholarship winners this year. And of course, we would love to have you help us spread the scholarship information to your employees when we begin our cycle next January for 2020. The other organization that we have that's related is our Political Action Committee. So while the association participates in advocacy issues related to the attractions industry, the Political Action Committee raises funds primarily from our members and contributes to the political campaigns of primarily legislators and cabinet members who have either demonstrated in the past their support for Florida tourism or have pledged their support if they're elected. So this past year was an election year, and we contributed about $26,000 from our PAC directly into the political campaigns of our members. I did want to mention one other piece because they help us manage this, and that is the Florida Attractions Association contracts with a lobby firm in Tallahassee, Liberty Partners of Tallahassee, and they help us manage both our Political Action Committee and our advocacy efforts on behalf of the association on issues that are related to tourism, as well as a host of other issues that are related to ride safety and arcade games and other issues that affect our members. So that's just a little bit about some side organizations that you'll be hearing about as a member of the Florida Attractions Association. And now we're going to take a few minutes and talk a little bit about benefits and how you can communicate with us and communicate with others and take advantage of maximizing and leveraging your membership. And to do that, we turn it over to Daniel Douglas. Daniel?
Thanks, Bill. Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to go over a couple of resources online resources that are available to you as members of the Florida Attractions Association. So our website is floridaattractions.org, and here is kind of like your hub for upcoming events, and you can get information on sponsoring those events, which Mike will get into a little later. If we have any news, right now, the legislative session just ended, so we've been posting a lot of updates in regards to Visit Florida and things like that. As Bill mentioned, we work with Liberty Partners of Tallahassee, and they provide us with weekly updates that we post on the website. But so when you go to the website, there's a couple different tabs you'll see here. You can learn about the upcoming events, any news, foundation, more about our association. There's a list of the board of directors if you need to contact a member of the staff, anything like that. And also, if you ever have any good prospects that you think would be good to join the association, you can always send them to our Join Us section of the Florida Attractions Association, which highlights the different categories of membership. It'll also be useful for you as well. You can see the different membership categories and what types of attractions fall under what and things like that. But so as a member of the Florida Attractions Association, when you join, you provided us with some information for anywhere from 2 to 3 or more delegates So we put you in our database. Mike puts you in our database, and it gives you an account on our website. So to sign in, just click the sign in button. On the home page, if you click on the tab or the rotator that says welcome home, there's detailed directions on how to access your account. So if you've never logged in before, the directions are here on this page. So you'll sign in with the email address that you provided us when you joined. And when you sign in, you'll notice you get a few additional tabs on the top here. Here, there's some resources. You can pay an invoice. We have resources for. We have a whole government tab, so you can get the latest legislative updates and alerts. There's a live bill tracker, which is pretty cool. It shows you, in real time where all the bills are and where they stand and all of that. There's also a benefits tab, and depending on your level of membership, there's some things for you as well. But the main thing I wanted to point out, especially as associate members, is our business and who's who directory. So the business directory is a comprehensive list of all of our members from all categories. You can just get basic information, contact information, and what level of membership they participate at. And if you click on that, it gives you a little details. It tells you the year they joined, link to their website. And you might even more useful is the who's who directory. So here, it's a list of individuals that we have contact information for at those particular attractions or businesses. So, it tells you their title, and if you click on them, it'll give you a little more information in regards to their phone number, if they provided it, their direct line. Some of them have links to their social media and things like that. But this is your profile. You can, you have a profile when you log in. You can add a picture. You have some control over what you show people. So that's it on the FloridaAttractions.org. And I also want to let you know, if you guys like social media, there is a Facebook group that you're all welcome to join. You could search it as the Florida Attractions Association members group. It's a closed group, so these are all. Well, I'm not gonna log in, but so they just send us a request, and as long as you're a member, you can go in. A lot of people use this page for to share news, ask for tips, things like that. So it's just a cool instant way to interact with other members. The group's got about 145 people in it right now that are actively chatting and things like that on that page. So that's available to you as well. I just want to, as far as our communications go, we don't bombard you with emails. We send maybe one or two a week. Very important. Like during legislative session, we had a lot of call to action type things. That's the only time it might get a little excessive, but we use constant contact. So if you're not receiving our emails, check your junk mail, or if you think you have accidentally unsubscribed, you can contact me, and I can make sure you get resubscribed to that. Another way we send out, we just send, through Outlook, we'll send mail merge emails as well. And then you can always check the website for any updates on events and announcements and things like that. So I want to turn it over to Mike. He's going to talk more about our events throughout the year, how you can actually, mingle with our other members, these opportunities. We have quite a few this year. It's one of the biggest years we've had as far as events. So he's going to go over that with you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mike Donaldson. I've spent 18 wonderful years as a member of the FAA staff. And thank you, Rick Kane, earlier for that nice introduction to both Daniel and myself. Well, we got, as Daniel mentioned, events all throughout the entire year with the focus on networking and face-to-face exchange with all of our members, attractions, and associates, and educational events that we present all year. The first one on your screen is our annual golf tournament. This is presented by the Florida Attractions Scholarship Foundation. This is always held in the fall, usually in October, always in Orlando, and coming up on October 11th, which is a Friday, Falcons Fire Golf Club in Kissimmee. We had it the same location last year in 2018. And this is just a fun day and a great networking opportunity. And it really draws people, not only a heavy concentration from Central Florida, with Orlando and Kissimmee being the location, but we get people from all over, our members from all over the state that drive up for the day. And it's a nice networking mix with hoteliers and attractions and all kinds of different suppliers. You do not have to be a pro excellent golfer to be involved in the day. It's a lot of fun. And moving on to the next event, which is our annual FAA networking breakfast. This is actually hosted by our board of directors every year, and we have this during the full week of the IAAPA Expo. That's the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions, held in Orlando at the Convention Center. And every week of IAAPA on that Thursday, and it'll be coming up November 21 from 8 a.m. until 10. This is another, actually a complimentary free event for our members. And again, a great opportunity to get together for 2 hours with attractions that are members and all kinds of suppliers. You do not have to be registered for the IAAPA Expo to attend this function. This is up in a meeting room at the Convention Center, and we'd love to see you. And that's a great opportunity, and again, complimentary, coming up in November. Networking nights is a rather new function that we began about 2 years ago in 2017, and this has really taken off, really popular amongst our members. And this is basically just a 2-hour social mixer, and it's hosted by an attraction that's a member, and we do about 7 locations actually around the state of Florida, and they're held in September, October, and November every fall. We've got the locations up on the screen. Those will be the locations for this coming fall. This is, again, a complimentary function for members, and is really a lot of fun. It usually includes an activity, a tour of the attraction as well. All of these events that I'm mentioning are sponsorable, and I'll get to that in a moment. Moving ahead, attraction regional forums. We've been doing these for, probably about 20, 21 years. These are actually only for attraction members, both members and non-members. And we do these in 4 cities every January or February, usually late January, early February. The FAA staff actually leaves the Tallahassee office and goes on the road with our chairman of the board. Rick Kane has been with us on several of these trips, and it's a half-day meeting where attractions talk about all their concerns and issues affecting their attractions, all kinds of different topics, and we get an update on the legislative session. But this is also a sponsorable event for associate members. Those are the only ones that can attend as far as the associates are the suppliers. Moving ahead to Florida Tourism Day, this is a very, very important day, held always during the second week of legislative session up here in Tallahassee, being the state capital. And coming up next year in 2020, we have actually an early session, which will be January through March. Session is normally the first week of March through the first week of May. But January 22 will be Florida Tourism Day coming up in Tallahassee. The main purpose of this day is actually for our members to come up to lobby the legislature for continued and increased funding for our state's marketing organization, Visit Florida. So we have a number of partners, including the FAA, all tourism industry associations, and Visit Florida, that are sponsors of the event. And this is a full day with legislative briefings at the Capitol, special guests, lunch, and then we have organized groups that you guys that go to the Capitol to meet with your local senator and representative to again focus and emphasize the importance of tourism and to your business. And we every 2 years we do a sales and marketing workshop, and this will be held in Orlando coming up on October 8th through the 9th. We're working on some logistics right now and getting ready to book a location for it, but definitely Orlando. And this is a two-day sales and marketing workshop. We'll have a combination of panelists that are our members, focusing on all kinds of different topics, with an emphasis really on marketing and sales for attractions. And these have been really, really popular two-day workshops. We've done, this is now our fourth one, and that'll be coming up in October. All right, the TNT Appointment Show, better known as the Tour and Travel Appointment Show, our second annual TNT show will be coming up also in Orlando. Orlando's a busy month in 2019 for FAA members. That will be held on Thursday, October the 10th in Orlando. And this is actually a reverse trade show where we bring attractions together with buyers. The buyers are tour operators and ticket resellers that are interested in talking to our member attractions about what they offer. And sellers also include destination marketing organizations. So I know we have Visit Sebring on the call. This will be a new event for you guys as well. And we held our first one last June in Naples, and we had decided to do a more central location, convenient for everybody, in Orlando coming up in October. So you'll be seeing more information about the TNT show coming up in the next few months. Okay, I've saved the biggie for the last. Our next event coming up actually is our 2019 annual conference. And of all the events we do all year long, as far as networking and education, this is definitely our largest event for our members. Just to give you a little background, the annual conference is always held in mid-May to mid-June. So we try and schedule the conference based upon not conflicting with Mother's Day and Memorial Day weekend and any other industry events that are very important to our members. But coming up, our dates are Sunday, June 9th through the 12th. That's a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And the conference will be held in Miami at the Trump National Doral. We're really excited about this year's conference. Every conference has a different theme. This year, as you can see, it celebrates 70, Back to the Future. As Rick Kane mentioned earlier, this is our 70th anniversary of the FAA, starting back in 1949. The conference itself is 3 days that we jam-pack with education sessions, all kinds of topics that affect your business, affect businesses of the attraction businesses. We have general sessions. We've got 12 breakout sessions, a whole afternoon devoted to industry roundtables. And even though this is our associate member orientation webinar, what's important to realize is that you want to come to the conference and you want to participate in all the events. You want to participate in all the breakout sessions and get involved with the attractions and find out what's critical and what's important to their business. And that's a great thing to do that will help you in the long term. The conference is really an incredible networking opportunity. You'll meet tons of people, tons of attractions, other suppliers. There's a lot of stuff to take part in. We have meal functions. We have actually a ballroom that we devote to the networking center. That's where our exhibitors are located. And also we have a very exciting silent auction that takes place over the 3-day period with a lot of hotel stays and offers from different businesses that have donated things. We have a lot of fun at the conference as well. Monday night is, we're calling it the Flavors of Doral, and that's where our attendees leave the hotel property, and you'll sign up ahead of time to go to different restaurants in the Doral area, and that's another great networking opportunity. Our finale event is the onstage event, which is Tuesday night, June the 11th, and that's at Miami Aquarium. So attendees will leave on motorcoach transportation from the hotel and travel to Miami Aquarium. We'll have a lot of fun activities, a great tour of Miami Aquarium, and dinner as well. We keep you very well fed for the conference. The conference registration includes 6 full meals, and registration again is available at faaevents.com. You'll find all the information and details, including the program of events. If there's any questions about the conference, let us know. And also I wanted to mention, we have sponsorship opportunities all year long, not only for the annual conference. What you're looking at right now, those are our confirmed sponsors for the upcoming conference in June. We have 3 levels of sponsorship for the annual conference: diamond, gold, and silver. The higher you go up on the level, the more benefits you get. But we have events, all of our events are sponsorable, and please contact me, Mike Donaldson, with any information about amounts or sponsorship membership benefits, and I'll be happy to talk to you about that. Okay, Mr. Kane.
Well, thank you, Mike. That was terrific. Again, thank you for your membership, and we're very glad that you've joined us. I'm not sure you can fully appreciate who you've joined until you spend some time with us. And I want to emphasize that the whole point, the strongest point of this organization is relationship building and maintaining relationships over long periods of time. Because it's more about that than it is sales per se. There is sales, and that's an important part, but just being a part of the largest industry in the state of Florida, the largest employer in the state of Florida, is an incredible thing. And the fact that I can pick up the phone and speak to people who used to be in the organization, have left years ago. Steve Geis used to be the director of operations at Kennedy Space Center. He's now up at Monticello in Virginia as director of operations, but we still speak periodically, and we see him every year at the IAPA breakfast. And it's always fun to see Steve. Mary Altman has left and gone to Kansas City. She was at World Golf Hall of Fame for many years, and she comes back to the annual conference every year. So the annual conference is the big one, because that's where everybody comes and meets. And we get together and just celebrate the tourism industry and our role in serving our guests that come to Florida every year. And you're a part of that now, and please take full advantage of it, as well as the events through the rest of the year, the Attractions Regional Forum, networking nights, and all of those things. All right, so thank you for attending the webinar today. Bill, you have some last words?
Yeah, I'm curious, now that we have done this huge dump of information on some of our new members here, if any of you all have any questions that you'd like to ask us now. Any questions from our new associate members?
This is Casey Hart of Visit Sebring, and thank you for taking the time to do this. This was very helpful. I am excited about your tour operator show in October. And besides that, I was just wondering if there's anything else you would recommend for a CVB to get involved with. I'm obviously trying to get my attractions more involved, kind of showing them the way, so to speak. So if there's anything else that a CVB would benefit from that could trickle down to our attractions, I'd love to learn more about that.
Sure, and one of the things that we would love to do is to work with you in developing the attractions in your county. And you know, we have, there's quite a bit more development in the larger counties, of course, but we think there's huge upside potential and capacity in the more rural parts of the state. And you know, we've had this conversation with Visit Florida. I think it's something they're very interested in doing also. But yeah, let us be a resource to your attractions. We're happy to help. We're here to serve the attractions of the state of Florida. We love them to join us, but understand that, you know, maybe that's not possible now. But we're here to serve folks and get them up to speed and follow our standards. And perhaps it's just a matter of them understanding how to operate a clean operation and a smooth operation, a safe operation. Well, those are the kinds of things that they can participate in. And you may want to encourage them to participate in some of our educational activities, which are almost all available to non-member attractions also.
Okay. Maybe there's a time I can share some of my challenges with my attractions with you, and maybe you can guide me on to get them more engaged.
Be happy to, and
okay.
And I suspect the experience that you've had is not unlike the experience of some of the other CVBs and DMOs in the state.
Yes, I've heard that. But I like Sebring International Raceway. I mean, that's our huge, and I don't even know if they're one of your members or not. They probably are not, which is unfortunate.
Well, we can work on that together.
It is unfortunate. It is unfortunate because that's one of the, like at the annual conference and at the Attractions Regional Forums, that's one of the biggest things the members do is they get together and talk about those kinds of problems face to face
Okay.
extensively. And
Perfect.
it's one of the strengths of the organization is that we all share knowledge and share frustrations and talk about how we solve problems.
Right. Problem solving.
Yes, that's it. Any
More
other questions?
Gosh, we must have done a really good job. Did somebody have a question? Okay, very good. Well, I did want to mention one last thing. For those of you who are coming or considering coming to our annual conference, next Thursday at 2 o'clock, the Florida Attractions Association will be hosting a teleconference that will be led by the 2 associate members on our board of directors, Sal Dickinson from Florida Vacation Auction and Lauren Murphy from FPIS. And they will be giving our first-time attendees, new members, first-time exhibitors and sponsors some insight into how to maximize and leverage your exposure and your time at our annual conference. And so that's going to be a call, not a webinar, just a call. And this is the information for that call. If you missed the number today and you need it later, just give us a call. We'll be happy to share that with you. That'll be next Thursday at 2 o'clock, led by Sal and Lauren. And it's just to assist you in preparing for your time at annual conference. And by the way, there's a special session that we have at the annual conference exclusively for associate members. And that's our associate mingle. It will be at 2 o'clock on Sunday, June 9th. And our associate members are welcome to come. And that's another opportunity for you to meet your fellow associate members for business-to-business opportunities and to learn more about engaging with the attractions that will be participating in the conference. Unlike most conferences, and Mike touched on this earlier, we like our associate members to participate in every aspect, every session of our annual conference. We don't want our associate members hanging out by the pool while our attractions are in the educational sessions. There's no pool time at our annual conference. It's packed with 50 hours of educational content, and our attractions have so much to learn from our associates and vice versa. And it's only by creating this environment where we're all sharing together with each other that we all become better leaders and better business people. So that's just a little bit more about our annual conference, and please consider calling in next Thursday afternoon. And with no questions, I want to thank our chairman of the board again for leading us today, Rick, and for our staff up in Tallahassee, Mike and Daniel, for your work, and most especially you all for your confidence that you've shown in the Florida Attractions Association. It's an honor to serve you. We look forward to working with you in the future. You all have a great afternoon.
See you soon.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.